Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Fret, and today we will be going over Virtua Cop 2. I know I'm supposed to be working on the Sonic series, but that's being delayed, and I thought rather than waiting like a month to post another video, I would just do this as like an in-between. So, Sonic is in the works, and we will be doing Virtua Cop in the meantime. Now, Virtua Cop I did play as a kid. I did own the game. I owned Virtua Cop 1. This is 2. I think I played 2 as a kid, but I didn't get to play it as much because I didn't own the game. So I guess this is kind of new to me as well. So, yeah, we'll go. We'll start from the beginning. Now, like I said, I did play Virtua Cop 1. I played that a lot. I did not have the light guns, or whatever they were called back then, but I did have a regular, I had the regular controller. I don't remember it being that hard to control as a child when I played this game. Maybe it's different, because this, actually I should mention, this is a port. It's not the original Virtua Cop 2. This is on the, that garbage smash pack that I've been mentioning in my previous videos. So I can't even really compare, like, the original versus this port. So so this review that I'm basing this off of is entirely off of this port. So yeah, so we'll just get into it. So Virtua Cop 2, it's basically, if you're unfamiliar, it's an on-rails game essentially. You do not have control over like your physical movements. The only thing you can control on screen is who you shoot. So, as the game moves you forward on this set path, enemies enter the screen, and then you have to shoot them before they shoot you. The main mechanic of this game is when an enemy does enter the screen, like a circle surrounds them, and these little, I don't know what they're called, like arrows or pointers, will slowly, like, I don't even have the right word. They'll basically move towards the center of the circle, the outward center of the circle, and if it reaches that, then they'll shoot. Basically, it's just like a timer. So you have to shoot them before this timer, gets where it has to go. You have about, I think three hits that you can take at the beginning, and then you can get more energy as the game progresses, or the stage. Most character or enemies, they go down in one shot. You can shoot them multiple times. I don't know if that helps them, like they have a health bar or whatnot. I think you can just shoot them once. Me personally, I unloaded the clip. I made sure they went down. I don't think you have to do that. It probably makes the game a lot harder because you have to keep reloading. And you reload, I think there's a reload button. If you have the light gun, you just point the gun off screen and pull the trigger, and that reloads your gun. That's probably a lot more interactive. I went to this replay to see if I could find some light guns, but then I figured I probably would not be playing this game that much, so I opted not to get them in the end, because it would, I guess it'd be cool to have them, but I wouldn't actually use them that much, so I just didn't get them. The game is a lot harder to play with the DreamCast controller. I don't remember it being hard on the Saturn, which is what I played Virtua Cop 1. The issue with the DreamCast controller and the analog stick is that, I don't know, you have to be really quick in this game, because those timers that they give before the enemy shoots you is not long. You have like maybe a second to a half a second. So when you're moving that analog stick to move the cursor on the screen, you're not fast enough. Me and my wife, we were getting blasted. So it's probably preferable to play this game with the light gun. I think it has like a mouse capability because you can hook up mouse and keyboard to the Dreamcast, I believe. So you can also use a mouse, which is probably way better than the sticks as well. And I just kicked the camera. Hopefully that didn't do anything to the video here. Anyway, so what we're gonna... I lost my train of thought. We were talking about the light gun. And yeah, okay. There are pickups you can get in the game, which basically just upgrades your gun. You can get an upgrade to get like a machine gun, a magnum, shotgun, rifle. I'm not sure what the rifle does. Maybe it just hits harder. Shotgun, you get a wider range. Machine gun, you get rapid fire. Things of that nature. What else? I went over reloading. This is a major problem. So I guess I should go over. We'll talk about the game's graphics. The game's graphics is actually pretty good for the time. It looks like the game's made by AM2. For those who aren't familiar, they made a lot of the Sega arcade games back in the day, and they were actually very, very, very good. They all ran, I'm pretty sure, 60 frames per second. They were all smooth, resolution was good, textures were good for the time. It was very, very, very well made. When they poured them over to the Dreamcast, very much the same. I would say almost a perfect port. Like, it looked exactly the same, at least in my eyes when I was a kid. Even now, it looks really darn good. So, graphics are pretty much top notch. It still holds up today. I mean, of course, the textures aren't as, great. But as far as frame rate goes, the game is smooth. It runs smooth. It sounds good. I will take that with a grain of salt with this, because I know from every other game I played on this Smash Pack, the sound has been terrible. So, but actually in this game, it doesn't sound too bad, but as I stated, I have not played the original Virtua Cop 2. I only have what I can base off of this port. So I imagine if I went back and found like some original gameplay, the sound would probably be much better. Like here, it doesn't sound bad because I have nothing to base it off of. I may go back and see if I can find some footage of the original, and then maybe we can do a comparison. But quite frankly, I'm kind of tired of comparing this game. Not the game, but the compilation CD. All these games that are on here, I'm pretty much, I think I'm done comparing them. You've seen from my last examples that sounds not good. Gameplay, okay. Not gonna be great. It's not one for one from the originals, but they're good enough to know. Like, for me, example, I've never played Virtua Cop 2. We had a pretty good time playing this. Which I guess will lead me into my experience. So, yeah. Like I said, I already went over the controller. You have a hard time with that. But as far as, like, the actual gameplay, like, the fun factor, it's still there. You're shooting baddies all over the place. Just think of, like, an old-timey like action movie, like an old cop movie, buddy cop movie. I mean, the dialogue is horrendous in this game. Oh my gosh! If you played any like AM2 game, then you know. Like, if you played, House of the Dead? It's very cheesy, very, very. It actually sounds like an old timey buddy cop movie. So, story of the game is from the Virtua Cop 1. Smarty and Rage. They have put the evildoers in jail. I think one is left on the loose and they're going after him or something like that. Story doesn't really matter. You're just in here blasting. Like, if they had put in like more like a beginning cutscene to like lay down the plot, maybe I would have paid attention. But there's nothing. You hit the start button, you select your options, and you're in the game blasting. Like, there's nothing. Like, it kind of, this is my deal with these kind of games, and it kind of shows like why us Americans have kind of a desensitized ourselves to like violence, because these games, man, you like I said, you hit that start button and you just start blasting anybody on the screen. You're getting shot. Like, and there's another thing I forgot to mention about the gameplay mechanics is there are innocent people running, screaming for their lives, and you're just too busy. You're blasting, like everyone's getting shot, and you can accidentally shoot an innocent person, which will then remove one health from your health bar. So you can't just blast indiscriminately into the crowd, but I'm not gonna say you have to, but the amount of enemies that are on screen that are shooting at you, you have to, like I said, that controller that you're using is not fast enough. Maybe it's easier if you got a light gun, but the controller, like you're moving. I was shooting so much that I kept getting confused. Like I lost the sight of my cursor, because the main character's cursor is blue. The second player's cursor is like red or pink. I think it's pink. I don't know. Maybe my color gradient is off, but blue and red. We'll just say that. Yeah, I couldn't see my cursor, so I had no idea where I was at. But you can't stop pulling that trigger, because if you hear reload, like you're gonna be the one getting blasted. So I just kept reloading. I kept shooting. Now I didn't shoot that many innocent people. I did shoot a couple, but if you're a cop, one is too many. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, I get it. It's action-packed. And it's like, dude, as soon as you step on the scene, you just start blasting? No questions asked? Like, the game doesn't even, like, I get it. It's a video game. I understand. But, like, it takes me back, like, and this bothered me as a kid. Like, when you watch, like, them old buddy cop movies or even old war movies, like World War II movies, like, these people, your fellow soldiers, your comrades, are getting murdered in battle. Everyone's shooting, you're blah, 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 and, people are dying. And at the end of the movie, they always have, like, some kind of, like, scene where, the dust is settling or the smoke is clearing, and there may be, like, one other survivor, and they're like, no, I will hold them off. Please, tell my wife. She snores in her sleep. Wait, Lex, no. There's another way. We can find another way. No. Wait, no, Lex, no. No! Farewell, friends. Way. We were able to get out of that one. Finally. It was a well-fought battle where we finally put the bad guy down. This town will forever be in peace, and we will go down in history as the greatest heroes of all time. Yeah, we made it, but I feel bad. Lex, what about Lex? He was our friend. Wait, what? Who? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was supposed to be your buddy. They don't care. The only thing that, like, there's no aftermath, there's no grieving. Like, no one cares about their fallen car. Like, they always have that little, what is it? The freeze frame where they, like, jump up and they're all happy. Ah! And then it gives you, like, the little text over here that says, oh, Michael went on to have PTSD or all this, and but it's like at the time when it was all over, like, they're not sad about all the people they lost. Like, they ended with people smiling. Like, is that because they wanted a happy ending? That doesn't make sense. All this death, blood, guts, gore is happening. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I never understood it, even as a kid. I wish I could remember the movie. I know it was like a buddy cop movie. Like, the guy went undercover and he had his friend. The friend ended up getting killed, and at the end of the movie, one of the friends it was like 3 guys. One ended up dying, like, close to the end, which even made it even more weird, because it's not like he died, like, earlier in the movie. He, like, sacrificed himself like towards not the middle, but it was during the climax, kinda. Like he died, and then like not even like 15 minutes because the movie was ending. The other guy, like he's like, yeah, well, you know, John or whatever, and then the main character's like, he didn't care. It's like this just happened. Like your friend just died, and y'all get, and they jumped in the air and did like a little freeze frame, and then the movie went off. And I'm as a kid, I was thinking about the dude that just died. I'm like, what about old boy? You ain't gonna say nothing about him? No closure? Not, oh man, they didn't do like the Catholic thing. They didn't do a prayer. They didn't even look sad. I know I'm rambling on about this, but it bothers me. Because even now, in today's movies, it happens somewhat. And I notice in some videos, people actually do bring this up. But it's like we desensitize ourselves to this stuff. Writing matters, guys. We gotta do better. Well, some have, I guess. I don't know. That's just an aside. I went on a tangent there. But yeah, that's Virtua Cop. I mentioned it's on rails. We did not beat this game. It was an experience. Like I said, we had fun though. It was a fun game. Like I said, you just go through blasting, no questions asked. Avoid shooting innocent people, and everyone else straight murder. I do like their action pieces though. So it's like I said, it's on rail shooter. And in Virtua Cop 2, you can choose when you reach a certain point in the stage, you can choose which path you take. So it's not strictly, linear. You can take some asides. And from what I played, depending on which route you take, you get certain action pieces. And the one that I like, the one I took, we took, like, for one I can remember, I think we were chasing like a van, and we're just dumping on this van. People are flying out this van, and if you're good enough, you can. There's like people trying to do drive-bys on you. You can shoot the driver, but you gotta be fast and slick. You gotta be Hawkeye essentially, and it's not a bad game. I did have fun with it, and. I would say if you do happen to see this game, especially if you have a pair of light guns for the DreamCast, I'd say give it a go. It's not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. I imagine there's a lot of replay value because I did replay the original Virtua Cop a lot. Just to see if I can get a high score. Do the no-hit runs. Like I said, with this game's a lot of memorization too. Once you know when and where the enemies are going to come out, like it's a wrap for these guys. They can't hold you, especially you get the power like the machine guns and whatnot. Like you'll be tearing through this like RoboCop or something. But yeah, like I say, all in all, good game. I don't want this video to go too long because, like I said, this is just a short aside, and I already had this footage recorded, so I figured I might as well go ahead and put this video together real quick. Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, I got a green screen now. So Hopefully, I can make this thing work. I'm gonna play around with it a bit more and see what we can do. Yeah. So, again, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, until next time, bye bye.